In this video, we're going to be looking at how to convert an online install of OpenShift to a offline install. So we're going to start here with our cluster, get logged in. And when the dashboard eventually loads, we'll be able to see the key information here is the OpenShift version. That obviously needs to match the version of the release that we mirrored using the mirror Red Hat images function in the Mass CLI. The other thing that's worth noting at this point is that if we go into Operator Hub, we'll see the full operator catalog. So this is a standard online install of OpenShift, and that by default gives us the certified operator catalog, community operator catalog, marketplace, and the standard Red Hat one. And obviously none of that is going to work once we convert this to a disconnected install. So if we go into admin, cluster settings, we can see why those exist when we go into the configuration and choose operator hub. And if we look at the source here, we can see in the configuration, this has been set up. There's no spec define, and the default means that you will have all of these operator sources enabled. So one of the activities that we're going to do is modify this configuration, set all these to disabled true, and then we're going to replace these online sources with the one that we've mirrored to our own registry. So to do all this, we're going to use one of the playbooks that's provided in the IBM Maz DevOps Ansible collection. It's called OCP Convert to Disconnected, and we're just going to take you through running that now. So we're going to use the Maz CLI to perform the conversion. So I've started the container. I'm going to change into the directory I've set up for this. In here we've got a configure script that is just going to export some environment variables for me and log into the OpenShift cluster. Right, we're now connected to the cluster, so we have one task to do: run the Ansible playbook. So this is going to run through. This is going to disable the online catalogs. It's going to install the offline catalogs that are in our mirror registry. It's going to create the image content source policies that will allow both the Red Hat release and the Red Hat operator catalogs to be sourced from our mirror registry. And the final thing it's going to do is apply network blocking to the original source registries by modifying the etc host files on each of the worker nodes. And then it's going to wait for everything to restart. So this is going to take a few minutes. The length of time this will take is going to vary depending on the size of your cluster. The more nodes you have, the more things that it has to update. So we'll just leave this running, and if it takes a while, we'll fast forward through this. So if we look back into the cluster, we can see obviously we're still on the same OpenShift version, but now if we look in Operator Hub, we'll see the cut down catalog. Right, so we've got the 3 catalog sources that were mirrored to our registry, and the content for them is significantly smaller. And if we go back into administration, cluster settings, config, and check in Operator Hub, we'll see the modifications that have been made here as well. Right, each of these catalog sources has been disabled, so we're no longer using the online ones, we're using our own ones, and we now have a disconnected cluster ready to install MAS onto.